let's be real. Man, I'm tired of being broke. I'm tired of looking in my family eyes, seen that's a joke, dog. I'm tired of all my problems, not be humble when I boast.
Yo, we are back to Couch Therapy with God. I thank everyone who went and watched my last pilot. I hope you guys thoroughly enjoyed it. I am so excited.
Me too.
To have my boy Dell on the show today as my first guest. We go back.
We do. We do, Ash. We do.
How long you think?
Maybe 12 years?
12
Maybe.
years. 12 years.
Some time.
We are friends, and I feel like we are like genuine friends. Like if I am like going through something, or you know, I need a guy's perspective, I think that I can genuinely call on you and be like, hey, what you think about XYZ? Am I tripping?
No, I
you
appreciate
like,
that.
yeah, you tripping. So I appreciate you. I really do. And even if it wasn't for your wife, my best friend, I think we'll still be friends.
Let's talk about it. Likewise.
Let's talk about it. All right, so I feel like today is like a heavy topic. So before we enter the heaviness of it, I want to play a game.
Let's do it.
So it's this or that, and Desiree, hit the timer for 90 seconds, and you just quickly off the top of your dome pick an answer.
Okay.
All right, you ready?
Let's do it.
All right, she said, coffee or tea?
Coffee.
Early bird or night owl?
Night owl.
Dogs or cats?
Dogs.
Shoes or clothes?
Shoes.
Favorite shoe right now?
Jordans.
Favorite food?
Chicken wings.
Summer or winter?
Winter.
Right now, what song are you vibing to?
Gonna wanna.
Let's hear a little something.
Gonna wanna.
You want me to do the beat?
Hold on. Let me get it together.
All right.
Can we cuss?
You are free to be you, Dale.
Let's switch it to J. Cole.
Okay. We doing it a little.
I like both.
Okay.
You put me on the spot with the lyrics. I ain't gonna say the lyrics. We ain't gonna do the lyrics.
No lyrics?
No lyrics. I ain't got no lyrics for you.
All right. What love song you love, right? Like you?
Love song? Right now, love song. I like Brent Faiyaz.
What song is that?
Brent Faiyaz. Anything about Brent Faiyaz. I don't have a particular song
Okay.
about Brent Faiyaz, but anything Brent Faiyaz.
That's what puts you in that love spell.
In my zone. Yeah.
All right. I'm feeling it. All right. So we gonna get a little heavy.
Okay, let's do it.
And you know what? Like, I think that I never thought about this topic until I got to adulthood. So today we'll be talking about generational curses. And I think that is such a heavy topic, but I don't think that it actually hits to what generational curses is until you get into adulthood and you start to process your own life and maybe your family's life, and you realize that some of the things that you've encountered maybe as a child or throughout your family, that it affects you, and that maybe you bring it into your own adulthood, bring it to your own family circumstances. And a lot of times we don't realize that until we are in too deep, right? So I know with me, my father's from New York, so he's very like loud, and the tone can be perceived as aggressive a little bit. So I grew up in a household like that. So when it's time for me to communicate, I can come off like that. And because I know that, it's something that I have to consciously be aware of, because it's normal to me. It's not like, you know, I'm doing something wrong, or did I say that wrong? It's just normal. And not all the time we go through something and we go back to our parents and we say, you know, hey, that affected me. Not always do they understand that and accept that. And I realized that sometimes parents do not take ownership for the things that they went wrong. Being a parent doesn't come with a manual, a bylaw of how things should go. You kind of just going with it by the fly. So I had Joshua Jordan at 19. There was no manual, and I messed up a lot. And if they ever come back to me and said, "Yo, Ma, I didn't like the way you did that," I have to take ownership for that because that affected them.
Understandable.
Right? Mm-hmm. So when you think about generational curses, like has it, no, let's not do that. Tell me about Dell as like a child.
Great question. So, like you said, right? So for me, it's reverse because I didn't have a dad in the household. So
yeah.
Anytime I hear like a man who's talking aggressive, it becomes offensive to me because I'm not used to it.
Right.
So with you, it was like more so your structure of communication. So if someone who may come at you a little bit aggressive, you may know how to respond to it and navigate through those conversations. But for me, it was like different.
Yeah.
For me. So my father figure was my older brothers, like my older siblings. So I got a brother who's older than me, same age, if you want to technically put it, like, so he's like maybe a year and a half older than me.
Okay.
So he's like my father figure, like authority wise, as far as another man who's going to step on your toes a little bit.
Yeah.
Especially when you're growing up together. So we kind of like fought a lot. So anytime I hear like a man raise their voice at me, I think I had to defend myself like in a physical altercation. So I didn't learn like how to navigate conversation with another man until I got older. Like everything had to result into like a physical fight.
Did you and your brother fight a lot?
A lot.
Okay.
A lot. So my mom, she's more so like she's a loving mom, but it's like she's very aggressive with her loves. And I guess she had to be like that with two boys, you know what I'm saying? So it's like we can't be soft on them, like you know what I'm saying? So it was kind of like different for me, like coming up, as far as like generational curses. So when you hear the word, a lot of people think more so of the finance part of it, like generational curse, like people just stuck in the same cycle, people doing the same thing, but it's also, I feel like it's like mentally as well. I think people don't talk about like the mental part of it, like, that I struggle with today. I would say for me, even doing like the simplest thing, like getting a job, but people don't tell you like what type of job to get. Like, so I'm from a small town, you know what I'm saying, just to give you some background on like how I grew up. So I'm from a small town, people play basketball, and if you're good at a certain sport or whatever, like they're gonna push that on you. Right. Okay, he's good, great, let's just stay on, let's push him, he's gonna be great in sport. Or it's the other way around. You get a job, you're gonna go down here to the local plant where everybody working at, and that's gonna be your life. But if you somebody wanna go against the grain like myself, a lot of people may not understand that. Right. So it becomes a mental challenge for you to go through those certain things when nobody don't understand it, because this is what everybody is doing. So you think that when you're even now when you try to go against the grain of what people perceive as normal, do you still feel like that pressure that you felt back then? Yeah, I do, because like, for one, I feel like I have a sense of like I don't supposed to be here. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't supposed to be doing what I'm doing when it was been taught to do this certain thing. Okay. So it's like when you go against the grain like that, it's like, okay, nobody understand that. So if I want to talk about it, I can't talk about it to them because they're never going to understand. They're not going to understand on the level that I understand it. So it become like lonely in the sense of who can I talk to? Like, how can I really break this curse when they only giving me the knowledge of what they know, and what they know is not what I need? Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So, and that's difficult, especially when you're wanting encouragement, or you're wanting someone to applaud you or to uplift you or even direct you, and the capacity of what they've seen, they're unable to. And it's frustrating because you can't get mad at someone who is incapable right then of doing that for you. Like they just don't have it to give you. So when you're in a place like that, who do you go to get the encouragement that you need to say, good job, Dell, keep going, Dell? See, that's the hardest part. So most of the generation curses come from within your household.
Yeah.
And it's like what you just said. It's like you can't expect spring water from a rain well. Like you're just not gonna get that. It's like totally out of their scope of knowledge. So it's like, who do you go to? You really had to go to yourself. Like what do you want?
Yeah.
Like it really goes back to what do you want? And sometimes people just don't understand it, and you just have to break off certain things in your life to move forward.
Yeah.
Now what that looks like to you, what it looks like to you, because nobody else ain't gonna understand it.
Right.
So that's the mental part I keep bringing up about it. It's like, who can I go to? That is a great question, but who can I go to? But you meet people along the way who may do the certain things that you do, and they become more like family sometimes than your own family in a sense.
Yeah. So when you get around family, I know like sometimes with friends, I have to keep them in their compartment. Like I know they are my friend in this type of way, so I can't go to them outside of this. So with your family, do you feel like I know they're able to give me this, so I don't expect anything else because I know them to know they're only able to give me this? Because I think sometimes if we don't look at it like that, we set ourselves up for failure, because I'm expecting you to give me something that you will never be able to. So I will keep going to you, wanting you to give me something, and you're unable to, making me mad at you. And that's like me talking to Cassidy and saying, you need to cook. She's 5, but I'm going to expecting her to do that.
Right.
I'll get frustrated, and I will put myself in a place to feel bad when I don't have to, because I should look at them on what they're able to give me. You know what I mean?
So that's kind of one of my biggest pet peeves too. I don't put my expectations on nobody, and I don't want nobody doing that to me. So the people that I do have in my life to go to for advice, I already know what they're gonna give me.
Right.
And I don't want to go there for a reason to get what I need, if that makes sense. I don't want to go to somebody who's gonna tell me what I want to hear.
Right.
In a sense. So like, I go to certain people that I know who's gonna challenge me on my ideas that I'm already thinking. Because I'm gonna tell you, I'm gonna do whatever I want to do anyway.
Right.
I just want to make sure I'm as educated as possible before I do what I'm gonna do.
Yeah.
If that makes sense. So the route that I took is trying to, like, going back to the generation curse, like the route that I took to try to break it and just do something just outside of the box. My biggest goal, like, growing up was getting out of Lancaster, South Carolina. Didn't know how I was gonna do it, didn't know when I was gonna do it. I just wanted to get out. Once I felt like I got out, then I had no choice but to change the things that was in my life, because now I'm in a whole different realm. This part don't work like Lancaster, South Carolina. You know what I'm saying? It don't work like that. I just can't get a half-ass job, so to speak, and be okay in life. Because I remember this one time, I'm gonna tell you a story.
Tell me a story, Dale.
I remember this one time, like, you know how like you get ready to graduate, or you don't graduate, it's like the summer of like your senior year, right? Before you go off to college. So I had this idea, like, I'm gonna get a job. I'm gonna give me a little job, make me a little bit of money, you know what I mean, before I go off to school. Like, I'm gonna be straight, because I want to go back to school, friends put out, I like to dress up, you know what I mean? So like, I want to get myself together a little bit. I want to see what the real world is like. Just want to get a little sample of it. I'm finna go off to school and start providing for myself. Like, let me just get a job, right? Yeah. So I went and got a job where everybody works at back home. Everybody. Not knocking it, but everybody just, this is what you do. Like, either you go off and be a professional athlete, or you go off into the workforce, and with the other workforce is going to Tyson food. Right? So, all right, cool, let me try. People been talking about it, let me apply, get a job. I'm 18, cool. Started the job. Orientation was fine. You know what I'm saying? Orientation was fine. It was cool. You know, you go through orientation, got my first little check. I'm like, okay, all right.
It was a straight check?
It felt good. It felt good. Okay, cool. Got a little check. You want me $300-some odd dollars, but cool. I didn't do nothing for it. But with the orientation, watch a couple videos, how to plant, you know, normal stuff.
Right.
The job started. So once the job started, I started meeting people. Like, people that I saw around, who that finished 9th grade, like people who just got out of prison. Like, then I know these people personally. I'm from a small, everybody know everybody. So it's like, it just kind of like was a reality check for me. It was like, oh my God, like, this is it.
Yeah.
Like, this is really it. Like, it really hit me. It's like, yo, this is it. So, cool. All right, let me just do it just for the summer, whatever. I'm not complaining. Thank you for the job. Thank you, God, I got a job. You know what I'm saying? Cool. I went on break. I'm gonna tell you this part first, then I'm gonna get up into the second half. So I went on break. It's like my first day. I went on break. I go some break, like, so they don't really have like a third shift. So second shift starts at maybe like 5:30, but it goes to about 5 o'clock in the morning. So it's really like second and third.
Okay.
So I went on break, and break like a full-on club outside. Like, people drinking, music loud, they doing whatever, smoking weed, like they doing whatever in the parking lot. So I'm like, man, what the world going on? Like, cool, hey, y'all do y'all. I'm gonna come here and get my little check, and I'm gonna go home.
Yeah.
Cool, so I do that. So the next week, I gets there, now I don't already want to be here. Like, people that I know, they going off, like, doing these spring break stuff, they at the beach, they having fun. Like, I want to be with them.
Right.
So, like, long story, I want to be with them. So I goes to work or whatever, and they put me on the gizzards. So it's like an assembly line. Like, those gizzards come, like, super fast. So they got these little crates up over your head, and you got to keep stacking and just push it out. It's the assembly line. So, but once you run out of crates, that chicken don't stop, and you got to wait on crates to come so you can pack the chicken, or you can just stack it to the side, right? So I'm stacking the chicken to the side because I ain't got no more crates. So all of a sudden, the crate, they got pushed over, the chicken gizzard got pushed over on the floor or whatever, and my supervisor was coming, and she was like, why is the chicken on the floor? I said, ma'am, ain't no crates. Like, what else you want me to do? Either they can stop the line or somebody can help me stack this chicken to the side. She's like, no, you got to treat them chicken like you, she said to me, you got to treat those chicken like you treat your life. And I lost it.
You lost it?
I lost it. I saw my mama coming from down the hall. She comes up. She's like, what's wrong, Red? You wrong, Red? And I'm cussing. I'm acting a fool. I took up all my garments and walked straight out. And I ain't looked back ever since. I went off to school. Then I met my wife, and I was in Charlotte.
So do you think, taking that job, do you feel like that was a turning point in your life? Like, if you wouldn't have taken that, what do you think would have happened?
That was a turning point in my life, because it's like, I didn't want to be there, and that was like the last straw for me. It's like, I can't do this. Like, this is what I got forward, like looking forward to. Like, I can't do. I'm not doing this. I'm not doing this. This is it. Like, I got to get out of here. So when I went to school too, it's like school's like a reality check to me. So like, school is not for everybody. And I don't think school was for me either. Like, I'm not knocking school. That's something that you want to do. Like, I would say pursue it. You know what I mean? But school wasn't for me. I just feel like it's the same circle of thing. I think you really got to find it within yourself to do what you really want to do, to be honest.
Did your friend group change? Like, did they have the same mentality as you?
No, most of them still there. Like, so most, like, no. So I felt like I was always different. Like, I felt like I moved different, but I still had these still are my friends.
Right. So
I still run in these same circles, but I saw how that panned out for them. Or I wouldn't even say them. It was like, I just saw it pan out for like other people, like family members or friend or close friends. Either they get stuck in the cycle of a job to where they ain't really doing anything, or they just get running in the streets and that don't pan out well. It's, you know what I'm saying? Like, they in the streets and it just don't pan out well. Right.
What was your dream job when you were younger? It was to be a professional basketball player?
No. I didn't know what I wanted to do, Ash. If we being honest, I didn't know what I wanted to do, because nobody wasn't preaching that in the household. Only thing they was preaching was you get a job. That's it. They didn't tell you what kind of job, what kind of career. Like, just get a job.
So what told you, like, I'm different, my mindset is different? Like, what made you feel like that?
The things that I was wanting and the things that I saw. Like, it's like, I don't want to be here. Like, it's just a feeling like, I don't want to be here. Like, what can I do not to be here? Right. Like, not knocking anybody or anyone's like, I just don't, I don't want this for myself. Like, I don't want to be here. Right.
And I feel, as I navigate life now, I think that I feel like it's like a blessing and a curse to feel like that. And I don't know if you feel like this, but I feel like I always want more. Not in a bad way. Like, I just feel like I can't get content in regards to, if I settle, I'll stay here. And if I look around, is this enough to settle? And a lot of times I feel like God is saying, there's more out of you, Ashley. Like, you have not reached your true potential. But there's times that I don't want to feel like that. I want to be content. I want to say, you know, this job is cool. You know, my kids go to this, like, everything's cool. I want to feel like that. But there's something on the inside of me that doesn't allow me to get to this place of that's it. And every time I go back, like, I feel like Holy Spirit saying, keep going, Ash, keep going. And so when I look around, like, my life now, I feel like I'm so busy. Like, my hand is everywhere. And I have to think, like, how are you managing all that's on your plate? But I feel like it's because I can't settle down in life. And growing up, like, my parents, they, you know, my dad worked, retired. My mom worked, retired. They would start business here and there. So I saw a grind, but it was never preached. It was preached to me to go to college and find your career path and work that out, and, you know, God align the rest. But what's hard is that in-between stage of finding yourself, to find that career path, to allow God to work itself out. It's not always so 1, 2, 3 step. Like, I think I took step 8, step 7, step 1, like, and then the stars started to align, but it took a process. And a lot of times, because I don't know all of the history of my parents, of everything that they went through, I don't know if not being content is a generational thing. So because of that, my biggest thing that I actually pray to God is that every generational curse that has started and came to me, it stops here. I don't carry not another thing that my ancestors decided to bring with them. They don't got nothing to do with Ashley. Ashley ain't taking on another thing, and I mean that. I'm not passing along nothing to my kids, and I'm not starting nothing with my kids. Like, I might have done I don't know. Like, it's like you don't know what starts the domino of a generational curse. Like, what starts it? Where does it begin?
I think it starts with, like, encouraging. Like, that's how we break it, encouraging. Like,
yeah.
You know, it can just be a friend, it can be a family member, it can be your kids.
Right.
Like, just coming to you with some wild idea that you may think is wild.
Right.
I think we have to explore, like, what people are really, truly are saying to you.
Yeah.
If I say I want to be an astronaut, it may sound crazy to you, but some people are like, man, you crazy, I ain't gonna be no astronaut. But they don't even tell you or ask you, like, why did you say this?
Right.
Like,
what
type of research have you done? Like, how much do you know about action?
Yeah.
They don't even ask you those type of questions. They just completely write you off. I just think we should just encourage people to just go for it. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't shut it down. Like, don't think it's crazy. Just go for it.
Yeah.
Because the only thing I can tell you is as far as what I experienced.
Right.
It may not be what you're looking for, but that's all I have.
Right.
So in order to explore something different, something else has to be changed, and that change comes within you, and it's my job for me to help you fulfill that.
Right.
I
think we have the authority to denounce more than what we think. Like, we don't have to accept a lot of things. Like, and acceptance comes from, if my family has alcohol runs in my family, right? Alcoholics, right? I don't have to say, well, alcohol's running in my family, so let me, keep playing around with it. I can say they was alcoholics, but I ain't. Like, I don't have to accept what is given to me. And I'm talking about as an adult. I don't have to accept what my family has told me if it doesn't align. You know what I mean? Like, and a lot of times I think we accept things that we shouldn't accept. It shouldn't be accepted that, I don't know, y'all were all hoes in your family. I ain't no hoe. Like, I don't have to accept that. You know what I mean? Like, and when we're told that, we normalize it and we begin to believe that we are those things, and we begin to operate in those things, right? So I am amazed to hear your story, because that's not everyone's story. You know what I mean? There's times that people have grown up in small towns and they didn't go anywhere. Yeah. So we have to see and recognize the love that God has for you, because he gave an opportunity for you to get out. You were bright enough to see the opportunity, and you moved out and never looked back.
Yeah, that is true, Ash.
And now we're making big money.
I just think people just need to step out on the ledge and just go for it. A lot of people, I feel like, wants to step out, but they just held back by family ties. Yeah. If you ask anybody who's from like a smaller town where all their family there, like their main reason not leaving is family.
It is.
And they're gonna do whatever they can just to keep you there. It's not even to hold you back, and it's really not even something to, I would say, like, keep you from growing forward. It's like they really don't have no ill intentions in it at all. It's just like, we want you here. This is what your family at. Like, why is you moving off? Like, it's no ill intent with the family. There's no ill intent within you. You just want to go past this. You don't want this for yourself, and there's nothing wrong with that. I don't feel like
it's not. So you feel like you have grown, and
yes, I feel like that. Yes, a lot.
Yeah.
A lot. But it has been a lot mentally on me, though, for real. Yeah. To be honest, if we being honest, like mentally, I still struggle with that. To be honest, because I don't even like to go back home sometimes. It's like just the whole.
Is it depressing?
It is almost. Well, since you said it, like it's no need to sugarcoat. It's like almost like depressing. It is.
So how do you? But you go back home. You don't stay away.
Yeah, I go back home.
You go back home.
Go back home.
And when you go back home, is it just to see family or?
That's it. Yeah, that's it. Family. I probably wouldn't go back if my mom didn't move back, but she moved back. So like that's the only reason I go back home. Because any other reason than that, I don't have a reason to go back. Yeah. It's just really nothing there for me. Yeah. But family, that's it.
Yeah. So. Next time we talk, we gonna be in better. We gonna be going back saying, "Hey, we're not gonna be sad." I mean, not sad, but I understand that. Is it a reminder?
It is. It is.
Okay.
And like every time I go back home, it's like a trigger go off. It's like you start seeing the people you grew up with, and it's like everybody's still doing the same thing. Some people have moved, and some people have moved, but most people haven't, and they still doing the same thing. Or if you're on the scene or want to go out anywhere, people still going out doing the same. It's the same
routine thing.
So it's like, and they look at you like you acting funny. It's like, nah, I'm not acting funny. I can't do all that stuff no more. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm married. I got other stuff going on in my life. Yeah. And other people may do too, but it's like it's the same thing. You know what I'm saying? Like it's the same thing. I don't know. It's just the same thing. It's depressing, to be honest.
One last thing. How do you navigate that, like with being married?
Navigate, like what you mean?
Navigate, like what you've been through, how you feel in regards to like how do you navigate? How does that play effect into your marriage, or does it play an effect?
Being married, like yes, so of course, like marriage changes things in general. So in general, like marriage changes things, but I didn't really know myself until I got married. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Because I never had a platform to talk about myself. You know what I'm saying? I really couldn't go to nobody and talk about myself. It's like, okay, like I have an issue, I have a problem. Like, can I come to and talk to you without you being biased of what I'm going through? Right. I didn't really learn that about myself until I got married. Like, you pointing out certain flaws, like, well, you don't open up more. I didn't know why I didn't open up more, because I never had the floor to open up. Yeah. So now, like, I have the floor to open up and express myself, and I had a problem doing that. But I had a wife who would guide me through how to open up. It's like, this is what I need from you in communication. Like, you can't shut down. But that's what I'm used to. Because like I said earlier, it's like I'm always going to do what I want to do anyway. Even if I try to come to talk to you about a situation that I don't have a floor on. Right. Cool, you ain't got to talk to me about it. I'm just going to do what I want to do anyway. The only reason I'm coming to you because I want to make sure or I have the knowledge of what I'm doing. But I'm going to do it anyway if I really want to do it. Right. Now, if it's something like you see something I didn't see or think about, it's like, yo, you know what? You're right. That's crazy. I'm not about to do that. Yeah. I have done that. But if you don't want to talk about it in general, or you just being biased with the whole thing that I'm telling you about, like you just winging me off, I'm just going to do it anyway. And that's just kind of how that my life being honest.
So you feel like you're still navigating through?
Yeah, like I'm still learning. I got a lot to learn.
Yeah.
I still got a lot I want to do.
We all do. Yeah.
I don't feel like I'm nowhere near where I want to be in life, to be quite honest. But taking that first step with just leaving, like home, for me was like my biggest accomplishment. For myself. I feel like, and the rest of it, I can just kind of stack my own blocks.
Well, as your friend, I feel like you're doing amazing, you and your wife. I think that y'all have truly, I've watched y'all truly build together. And so I don't want you to negate the process and what you've done, because it's been great to see. I remember young Dell, and I don't know how we got here, but I am proud of you. I think you've done phenomenal. So don't, as you process through, pat yourself on the back sometimes. Nobody got to do it. Look back over your life, and I promise you'll pat yourself on the back. Appreciate you. Thank you. I appreciate you being on Couch Therapy with God with me. I hope that I hope it was therapeutic. I don't know if you've talked about it before. I haven't. Did it feel therapeutic? It was. I got a lot of things that I want to get off my chest. Okay. I really didn't take a deep dive like I wanted to, but I got a lot of things. You coming back on here. You're going to be back on the show. I appreciate you taking out the time. I really appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you. You guys, before you leave, please like, share, subscribe, come back and see me. Bye.
Let's be real. Man, I'm tired of being broke. I'm tired of looking in my family eyes, seen that's a joke, dog. I'm tired of all my problems, not be humble when I boast.